purpose of learning is mastery. So it means that if you have not achieved mastery, you have not fulfilled learning. You have to be able to fulfill learning for you to say that you have actually learned. And when your desire is to fulfill learning, when I say fulfill learning, to get to the end of learning, you find out that you will be doing while learning. So doing is a part of learning. It's not a different thing. You say some people are always just reading, they're just always watching this and all of that. If they are actually learning, all of those things are working together. Doing is a fundamental part of learning. Acting is a fundamental part of learning. The purpose of learning is mastery. Until you have mastered something, you have not learned it. So it could be an information until you have mastered the use of that information. It could be that you learned a new word in the dictionary. Until you have mastered the use of that word, until you know how it works, you've not learned it, because you can come across it and forget it, right? So you have not learned it. There are several words that you probably even checked them up in the dictionary once or twice, and now you can't even remember the meaning, right? That means you have not learned it. You can see that the word looks familiar, but you've not learned it. You don't know what it means. So until you can attach some level of usage, mastery, you can use the word in sentences, you can use it in different ways, you can use it teaching, you can use it in your communication. You have not learned the word, you have not learned that information, whatever it is. Until you have mastered it, you have not learned. So how do you master, and by so doing fulfill the purpose of learning? This is by doing. This is when you use it. This is when you act on the information you've gotten. When you act on that skill that you have been exposed to, that is when you actually learn it. So you cannot separate learning from doing. Some people say you are just learning, 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 reading, 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 reading. You are not doing. If the person is actually doing active learning, the proper learning, they would be doing, and both have to go side by side. I remember very recently, and I'm going to give this practical example, even though I might look a little bit vulnerable for doing so, but I just want to share. I wanted to make a post. I made up my mind that whenever I come across the post of one of my very major online mentors, I would always, like and make a comment, especially. It was easy to like, make a comment. And at this point, I wanted to make a comment that day. And what I had in mind was to say that I could not agree more. But while I was going to type, because I had heard the word severally, and then I felt like, should I write I could not agree more or I could not agree less? It was I could not agree more that came to my mind. But at the point when I was going to type, I was confused because I had not mastered the use of the word. And then just one last check before going to type it. I said, okay, let me quickly check ChatGPT. Let me see what it will do for me. And then I asked, what is the proper use of this word? And explained to me that could not agree more means I totally agree. And there is no space left for me not to agree. I mean, it's my agreement is 100%, so I could not agree more. But if I was saying I could not agree less, it's another way of saying I disagree. And I was going to make that mistake if I had not taken my time to say, let me even learn to use it, even though I had heard it before. I'd been familiar with the sentence, with the statement, I could not agree more. But this time, taking patience to look at it before doing that last. And do you know that since that last time, when I checked it up, I've not forgotten it, because it was at the critical time when I was doing that, I was actively learning that statement. So it's very important for you. Make learning everyday lifestyle.